Downsizing. Downsizing? Downsizing. Downsizing. It's awesome. It's awesome? Yes, it's awesome. Is it scary? Yes, it's so scary. But I'm doing it, and you're gonna go on this little journey with me and see just how awesome it can be. But it's a little bit scary. It's scary. We are thinking about downsizing. We are in a house that had children in it. Those children are gone now, starting their own lives, and it's time for us to start thinking about what we need and what the next few decades look like for us. We have talked about it, commiserated, stopped the process because it got too difficult, restarted the process. Last year we said, okay, we'll put the house on the market, see what happens. Nothing happened. Don't know why. And we thought, well, maybe we should just stay in this house for a little bit. We waited a little bit more, and then we decided, yep, we're putting it back on. This is really what we want, we think. And what we think it looks like is less house, less yard, less money going out, less stuff, because we can't keep everything that we have, more free time, more opportunity to do the things that we want to do when we're not working. Maybe getting rid of some things ourselves instead of leaving all of this for our children to think about. So that's what we think it's going to look like. Then of course we have this romanticized view of what it's going to be like when we get home from work, holding hands and skipping to the Kroger that is about an 8 to 10 minute walk, and then holding hands and skipping back with a bag in our hand. Maybe on Saturday afternoons, holding hands and skipping to the local pub or coffee shop and holding hands and skipping back. And then running around and waving at all of our new neighbors, and then we can all hold hands and skip around together and play pickleball and bocce and maybe play cards. I mean, it just is this whole Disneyland kind of thing that I know is probably not going to exist. But that's what we're going to do. In the meantime, we're going to have to get rid of stuff. So I want to know, what is it like for those of you out there getting rid of all these things that for the last 40 to 60 years, you have been accumulating and striving for and selecting because you thought it was the perfect thing. And now here you are with this, and you know it's not gonna fit in a home that may not even be half the size of the one that you're in. What is that like? I'm thinking about it, and it makes me absolutely recoil. I cannot even get my mind around this. It's a piece of me. I'm getting rid of little pieces of me. I found all of my reviews back from when I started working long time ago. All of my reviews just in folders. Why did I keep those? I don't know. Why am I keeping old Sunday school lessons I don't teach anymore? Why am I keeping this stuff? Why am I saving all of these greeting cards? Why am I saving so many things? Don't even mention all the stuff I'm saving that has to do with my children. Oh my gosh, every little bitty sliver of paper that has a crayon mark on it, I've got boxes of those. I tell my daughters to take these things with them, and they said, what am I gonna do with that? I have nowhere to store it. They cannot get their minds wrapped around the fact that we don't have storage anymore. We're not gonna have the garage and the attic space and the closet space and the extra rooms to put all of this stuff. How do you go from having so much stuff, picking out those things that are the most special to you, and then putting them into another house? How do you get your mind around that? I'm having a very difficult time with that, but we're gonna go through this. First challenge, where the heck are we gonna move? That is a huge challenge. We went back and forth. Are we gonna move into town? Maybe get a condo, be closer to everything that's going on? Are we going to just go and find this really nice older home that's a little bit further out in the country and a little bit nicer? Wait a minute, no, we said we were gonna downsize. No, we can't do that. No land, no nothing. All right, back up. Okay, then maybe we can find just a cute little bitty house in a neighborhood with a town center and something where we can walk around. That would be great. That'd be awesome. Okay, so let's look around there. That's what we did. Well, these houses were a little bit older, and I started realizing I'm gonna have to pay to have carpet replaced. I'm gonna have to have them painted. I'm gonna have to pick out tile because the tile is so incredibly outdated. I'm gonna have to probably buy some new appliances because some of the appliances really won't be working the way they should because these houses are a little bit older. Okay, back it up. I don't want to do that. I have just decided I don't have the energy to do something like that right now. So maybe we can find something that's new construction. It's kind of hard to find, especially within our price range. Maybe we can find that. So we start looking, and my husband drives me to this little community that he says he's been watching on the down low. I didn't know this. And he takes me to this lovely town center, takes me to have a glass of wine and some salmon. Of course, I fall in love with the place, and we find out that there's an over 55 community. We look into it, and I have to tell you, though I'm way past the 55 part of the over 55, I have to say I've struggled a little bit with just what that means. Because we all know in our heads, we think we're still in our 30s, right? And here I am moving into the old people's community. So there's a little bit of ego involved here. I know it, but we go to this cute little place and we really like it. In fact, we become mildly attached to it. We like it a lot. We've still got to wait and see, are we gonna be able to sell our house? That's an issue for all of us, especially in this economy right now. For whatever reason, the house sold very, very quickly. We decided that we were gonna go for this house. There are so many questions to ask, so many things to think about. If you really are downsizing because you are over 50, that means you have to think about what things are gonna look like for you in 10, 15, 20, 25 years, hopefully 30. Doorways, are they wide? Because walkers and wheelchairs need to be able to get through these. Is this all one level? Do you have anything that restricts you from going up and down stairs on a regular basis? Do you think in 10, 15, 20 years, knowing what your health concerns are, that will be an issue? Are you still working? A lot of these smaller houses do not have offices. How are you going to work that into your home? Are you working from home? Do you have to have a nicer space? Do you have good connectivity so that you can remotely work? All these things have to be put into play. Are you going to be able to live here for a good long time so that you don't have to move from place to place to place? We've done a lot of caring for your aging parent episodes. And if there's one thing that I've learned, having gone through it myself and from watching Joe, it's that we have to do as much of a preemptive strike as we possibly can. Get rid of all the junk you have. Go ahead and get your affairs in order. Go ahead and move yourself into the downsized location so it's a place that you want and you can enjoy it for a little bit, and it's something that you are choosing. Do it early enough so that you can actually be a part of the process. It is really tiring to pack and move. Take all the trash to the dump and set everything up. It takes a lot of energy. If you do this with the right timing, then you can actually be a part of this and be very proactive in decisions that need to be made. I would rather do this than have to have my poor children do this. If you are in an over 55 community, ask about the amenities, ask about the fees that are associated with those amenities, and ask about the things that you will be able to do and those things that they will not let you do. There are a lot of things in a planned community you cannot do to the outside of your home, and you may want to ask those questions before you move in. But one of the good things about these communities is you don't have to do yard work. You can actually leave the front yard as is, and that will be taken care of for you. I think that's wonderful. Side yards in this particular community have turf in them, which means virtually no maintenance except to blow it off every once in a while. Love that aspect. That's going to be wonderful when I'm 10, 15, 20 years down the road. Another thing to think about is being able to get to your doctor, your work, your friends, your families. Is it easy to get back and forth? Because as we age, you have to think about what driving's going to be like. Some people may think that's all a little sad to think about, but we are being proactive in our future. That is the most important thing. And that is really what this entire series that we are doing at KOJO on all these different topics is about, is being proactive in your own future. So we have the house now, and now we're getting ready to move in. Yeah, we're gonna decorate a little bit, but mostly what we're going to do is try to make this house useful for two people who are over 60. And we're gonna try to do it in a way that keeps the house simple, easy to maintain, that allows us to finally do all the things that we have worked so hard to be able to do. Come along with me as I get rid of cherished family, furniture, photos, a lot of things I thought I was always gonna keep, and I just can't. We'll get through it, you'll get through it, and already I can tell that I'm gonna be so glad that I did this. Downsizing? Downsizing.